So we're ready to move on. We have done the Bill Nye video. We have taken the quiz related to that. We have tested your knowledge about the color wheel by taking a color wheel quiz. We have created our own watercolor color wheel where we've mixed the parts of color to make all the different colors in the color wheel. And we will have created and finished our abstract color wheel design, watercolor painted that, and are ready to move on to the final project in our color unit called the Color Kaleidoscope. And so the Color Kaleidoscope project looks very similar to this. Here's one example. Here is another example finished. Here is another example finished. So what you're looking at right here is a compilation of everything that you've done so far, with the exception of one technique that I'm going to teach you right now during this demonstration. This has the color wheel in it, the primaries and the secondaries, as well as the tertiary colors mixed into it. What you're looking at, as you're looking at the color wheel in a pie chart, in a sense, you've got your primaries, your red, your yellow, and your blue in this section. When you mix red and yellow together, you get orange. That's here. When you mix yellow and blue together, you get green. That is here. Where you mix blue and red together, you get violet. That is here. And then what's in the background of these designs are the complementary tertiary color for each one of those colors. So your abstract color design that you've already done, you've worked out the color placement already. That's why we did it the way we did. So that you would have worked out that component, so now you can work on the creativity of the actual design itself. Now what you're looking at is a flip-flop design, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. How do you go about doing a flip-flop design? And so I'm going to take you through the steps. So on my steps for success that I'm going to hand out to you, so you're going to have a copy of this, the first step is to go through that video and to understand the details related to where light comes from and color and how those affect what we see. So we can check that off. We completed a color wheel exercise and even did a painting, so you can check that off. So we're actually on to the investigation and planning phase of this particular project. What it says in the steps for success is using the template, and the template is in the packet, and this is the packet you're going to receive from me. Using the template, which is this is the template. You're going to design, it says in here, 2 repeating pattern motifs. Remember a motif from way back in 6th grade? Motif is any single design that you repeat more than once. We're going to create a repeating pattern motif, and it says in here that you need to decide whether your motif is going to go side by side, repeat side by side, or it's going to repeat in a flip-flop fashion. Side by side means that you have a single design, like this one, that is identical on both sides. It's identical. Both sides of it are exactly the same, so that whenever you repeat it, you just slide it over. It's going to be the same, and it's going to make a repeating pattern that's like this. Okay, so that is a side-by-side pattern. Let me flip it over, and you can see how every time you slide it over, it connects to itself, and it makes an overall design. That's the side-by-side method. The other method is a flip-flop method, and this would be the flip-flop method right here. And the flip-flop method would mean that it's different on both sides. And when you flip it over and you trace it, this flower here is going to be a whole flower, and this flower here is going to be a whole flower. And then you'd flip it again, and you would continue to create this repeating pattern when you flip it. And you'd flip it 5 times after you've drawn it the first time onto your shape. So you've got to make a decision, and you're going to design a flip-flop, and you're going to design a side-by-side. Okay? It can be anything that you want, providing that your positive and your negative space are obvious. Obvious positive and negative space. All right? So you're going to fill out that template to start with. You're going to come up with your designs to start with on your Color Kaleidoscope template. And then you're going to fine-tune your favorite design. And you're going to do that by drawing over the lines like I have here with a Sharpie. Okay, you're going to draw over those lines. Let me show you this other design. This design here is a side-by-side design also, I believe. Let me take a look. No, it is not. This is a flip it design. This design here, let me show you this design. This is a flip it design, okay? This design was flipped. So that means that I traced it onto my paper here, and then I flipped it over, traced it again, so that I ended up with a template that looks like this. And you can see how as I flipped my design, flipped it over, flipped it again, it completed all the lines, and I ended up with an overall template. Okay? So, with that being said, you're going to fine-tune that design and until you've decided what you want, and you're going to draw over with a fine point marker, and you can cut out your design with a pair of scissors. So you have a single piece of the pie. Let's just call it a piece of the pie.